welcome to our first news broadcast. I'm Taylor Rossetti and I'll be your host. We're going to start off this one with the best and the worst of 2015. Let's start off with our reporter Austin Lamb, assisting with the coverage of the Palumbo News.
Alright, so the best thing that happened at Palumbo to me was when I finally won my first soccer game. We didn't win a game last year. The worst thing that happened, I can't really think of something really bad, but probably was also a soccer event too, because we were up 1-0 like with 10 minutes left in the game. And we somehow managed to lose the game. It was super heartbreaking. I was like,
the best thing that has happened to Palumbo is bringing back me to teach video production. The worst thing that happened to Palumbo, is not hiring Mr. Paul earlier while I was here.
So after those opinions that people said about Palumbo's the best and worst of the start of the school year, I think that the start of the school year, the best was the Thanksgiving feast, because so many alumni came back and it was great to see hugs from even the freshman class to the sophomore class to the junior class and the senior class. And it was just a great gathering with teachers, even family, even the Home and School Association, and the NHS, and the people just coming together and working together to have a fun Thanksgiving feast. And the worst of the school year is when Palumbo's students got jumped during their way to Broad Street. And it was bad because students had a lot of fear in walking that way, so they took alternative routes, which took longer to get there. And I think that we shouldn't fear, because we want to encourage students to come to school more, and having fear upon them to come to school and go home is really uncalled for. And I think it's more of a part of the police that aren't stepping in enough, because even after school hours, students would get even denied the right to cross the street, or denied the right to go this way or go that way, and be threatened with violence, such as some students were encountered with metal pipes that they were used to force the students not to go across the street but use another way. So now that you know the best and worst of Palumbo starting of the school year, we will now move on to the local news of their intake on the best and worst of our local area.
Thanks, Austin. So in local news, a couple of kids and teachers talked about some of the things that they felt were the best things that happened in Philly and some of the worst things in Philly.
And I would hate to see Philadelphia, look at the increase in the murder rate and sort of back off of the kind of reforms that we need in the city. And we need to have less people in jail and less people with felonies and long jail terms. And I think it's time for us to decriminalize a lot of the things that we currently criminalize. So if the murder rate goes up, politicians may start to back away from that, and I think that would be a very bad thing for the city. What am I looking forward to in 2016? Me personally, or Philadelphia? I don't know. Anything. Well, I'm training for a marathon, so I'm looking forward to maybe running one. Usually I get injured every time I try to train for a marathon, so hopefully I can stay injury-free, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to spending time with my daughter. She's almost 2 years old. She's great. She, just this morning, she made a little noise, and I said, "What was that?" And she said, "Fart." And I just find her so hilarious. She's only got like 100 words, and one of them is fart.
Well, one of the exciting things that's going on is that I'm continuing my partnership with Fox Chase Cancer Center, and we're working on a new grant that hopefully some money will come to my AP biology class. One of the things that's kind of interesting is that one of the experiments that we're doing this year in my AP Bio class, their data will actually be used by the Cancer Center. So they're going to actually look at their data that's collected, and it's going to be part of a research project. The other exciting thing is that Ms. Wang and I are in partnership, where Ms. Wang went through the training at Fox Chase Cancer Center, and she and I are going to work together and develop a genetic fruit fly project for freshmen. So the freshmen are actually going to learn how to do some things with the fruit flies and help raise them and learn some things about genetics. And then that's going to cross over to my AP Biology class, where my seniors are actually going to take the fruit flies that the freshmen are raising and use them for research. The worst thing is that we're having the problems with the state budget, and that money hasn't really come to the school district. So we're waiting and waiting for the money to come so that we can buy materials and get things that we need for our classroom.
And now here's Jordan with the national news.
Hello, I'm Jordan McKinney. I'll be talking about national news now. I would like to talk about what's been happening lately in the Republican and Democrat race for presidency.
I mean, I don't really have an opinion on Obama because I haven't looked into anything he's done enough, but from what I have read and seen, I mean, he seems like he's a pretty good president. I think the majority of them suck. There's no candidates really that represent the majority of the people or things that we need. You have extremists like Donald Trump that just want to do nothing but stir up trouble, and then you have people like Bernie Sanders who are a little bit too politically correct.
How do you feel about him?
I think he has no reason to run for anything. He's a neurosurgeon. He's not a politician.
So he needs to stay in his lane.
But it's one of those things, stick to your area of expertise. Don't try to just jump into something without practice.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying.
It's like trying to swim without swimming lessons, or running in a race without any formal practice.
Now here's Shanique with the international news.
Okay, so lately Donald Trump has been a trendy topic in international news simply because people don't believe that he has the qualifications to be a president, but facts and statistics doesn't show that.
I do not think Donald Trump has the qualifications to be a president. He is a joke. He should not be running. Kanye for 2020.
I think one of the worst things I've seen was the crisis with the refugees that are leaving Syria and all of the difficulties they're encountering, and some of the things that we're hearing from politicians, especially in the US, about what should happen to all these people. Related to that, I think one of the best things I've seen was the humanity of the everyday people that are helping them by going down and giving them food. If you're paying attention to the news, or there's a lot of people in America donating to them, giving baby carriers so that parents can carry their children and everything else they have to carry on this long journey. So I think best and worst kind of went into one this year.
Hi, I'm Taylor Rossetti, and I explored the best and worst of the Academy at Palumbo. I interviewed Miss Pry, one of our counselors, and Junior Matt Carlone. We'll look at their videos in a minute. The overall consensus is that Palumbo is amazing, and we really couldn't get a worse.
I'm happy here. The worst thing about Palumbo this year, I gotta be honest, I don't have any worst things. I came from a really sucky environment, so I really appreciate this one.
The best and worst about Palumbo so far this year, the best I'd have to say is the teachers. All the teachers I have this year are amazing.
Thank you for watching our second official video as the Palumbo Journalism Team. Thank you for watching our second video as the Palumbo News Team.